What's up guys, it's Benjamin Turbo here, back again with another video. So today we are going to take a look at the top 10 comics that you should read if you are bored. And of course, my first pick will be Invincible. If you have watched the Amazon Prime show Invincible, you know the story of Mark Grayson, a high school student who learns that he has superpowers, just like his dad that is an alien, and he becomes a superhero just like his dad. But there are so many twists in the story of Invincible that will blow your minds away. This is actually my top choice for comics. The art is great and the story is of course great. If you watched the Amazon Prime show, you know. Next up, we have Resident Alien. Resident Alien is amazing. It's such a great comic. The story is about, of course, an alien that is stranded on Earth looking for a way to get back home, but on the way he learns what it means to be human. There is actually a TV show of Resident Alien currently finished on Sci-Fi. The season 1 is that had there is actually a TV show of Resident Alien on it was on Sci-Fi, I think, and now it has finished its first season and it is ready to be binge watched. The art is great and it reminds me of some of the old comics that I read, but the story is so modern and very good. You should definitely check it out. Up, we have Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk is such an amazing story. It's a mix between horror and superheroism, and there's also some psychological warfare between Hulk and Bruce Banner. And the art is very nice, and I don't want to spoil the story, but Bruce dies, and when he comes back to life, Hulk is taking over his life and appearing. He transforms at nights and causes trouble, wreaks havoc on major villains, and as you can see, he dies. And from this comic we learn this and from this comic run we learn that Hulk is actually immortal. Yeah, he's immortal and he can't die. It's a revenge story in some sort of way, but overall, amazing run. You should definitely check it out. Next up, we have Batman the Three Jokers. If you don't know what is going on, Batman finds out in some of the events of, I think, 2015 that there are actually multiple Jokers, 3 to be exact, and when he finds that out, it's such a big and important cliffhanger. It's such a big and important cliffhanger for all Batman fans that after many years in 2020, I think, 2019, between 2019 and 2020, this book comes out, which blows some of the fans' mind. Some don't like it, but I absolutely like it. Such a great story. It gives you some doubt about the character of Joker, whether Killing Joke was his origin or not. art is of course great as always with these series of comics. Story wise, there are some flaws, but story wise, there are some flaws with the story, but it's such a great story that will make you read it until the end. Up next, there is the Boston Deluxe Edition. So, you see, I wanted to actually tell you to read from the button, from the button Batman slash Flash comic till anything that has come until now, because this DC run, which launches the DC Rebirth era, which launches with the end of this comic, is such a great importance that you will understand why I'm saying that you should definitely, most definitely read this comic. Of course, this comic is such a great iconic comic because it shows that not everything is power. There are many more powerful beings other than you yourself. And I'm saying this because, well, I don't want to spoil it. Because after the events of Flashpoint, we didn't saw Professor Eobard's son, and we thought he was dead. He was dead. But, as it turns out, he is alive. And he's looking for that, for the person whose energy was on the button. And I don't want to tell you any more about it. You should read it yourself. It's such a great storyline and it will blow your mind. And of course, it is followed by Doomsday Clock, which features some of the characters of Watchmen. And of course, everyone has read Watchmen. If you didn't read it, go and read it right now. Next up, we have the Flash Rebirth era comics as a must-read comic. If you're a fan of the CW Flash TV show, you should definitely check this new era of comics, and it's a great way for beginners to get to know the character of Barry Allen, the fastest man alive. In these stories, you actually get to learn some new backstories that happened because of the events of DC Rebirth, which I suggested you read. The art is great as always, and I love the Flash. Is one of my favorite comic book characters, so definitely you should check it out. So this one is one of the other things that I wanted to talk about. Cosmic Ghost Rider, one of the characters that was created by Donny Cates, who took the world of comics by storm, and he has become such a great iconic character. He made Frank Castle, who was hated by some fans, such a powerful character, so touching. He created the ultimate being, and it was Cosmic Ghost Rider, Frank Castle. So, Cosmic Ghost Rider is about Frank Castle after he made a deal with Mephisto to become the new Ghost Rider, and then he made a deal with Thanos and became his bodyguard or something, and he became friends with Galactus and something, and got his or something, and he got his powers, the power of Silver Surfer, to become a herald, and then he received some things from Odin and he became the ultimate being. He could time travel and he had so many abilities. wants to do good, but he messes up sometimes, and it is funny to see how he struggles. The first thing that comes to his mind is that he should kill Thanos when he was a baby. So you should definitely check it out. It has some sequels that you should also read them. They are fun. Next up, we have Venom by Donny Cates. So everybody knows that Venom is such a great character right now in these years because of all the things, all the events that's going on with Marvel currently that always feature Venom in some way. And Venom by Donny Cates itself is such a great iconic run. It's the art is such great art and such details, and the story is absolutely amazing. Very good story. But if you haven't read the previous Venom comics, you should definitely check them out. From Amazing Spider-Man number, I think 295, or even you should check out the Black Costume Saga in order to learn about the origins of Venom. So there's absolutely some amazing comics about Spider-Man and its supporting characters. But one of the things that I love about Spidey is that his multiverse counterparts are the most enjoyable things to read. So if you're a fan of Gwen Stacy, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, if you're a fan of Venom, definitely check out Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen, also known as Gwenom, is such an amazing run. Very amazing story. It always says what was his backstory. So in an alternate universe, when Gwen Stacy was bitten by a radioactive spider, and Peter Parker, who was a weak guy, tried to recreate the serum and recreate the accident, instead turned into the lizard, which we know that in our universe, Earth 616 is Dr. Kurt Connors. And he was killed by Spider-Gwen. Actually, in this universe, she is called Spider-Woman. But, well, we call her Gwen. And his nemesis, and her nemesis is, of course, Matt Murdock, the Kingpin. Yes, Matt Murdock is an evil person in this comic run. The art is gorgeous throughout the series, and you should also check out all of Spider-Man's crossovers with the multiverse, Spider-Geddon, Into the Spider-Verse, and all such things. If you are a fan of Spider-Gwen from the animation Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, definitely check this out. Give it a try. So, if you're a fan of Avengers and fan of villains, you should definitely check out Dark Avengers. So, Dark Avengers is about Norman Osborn, who gathers a new team of people to become the new Avengers. But they're definitely dark and bad in some ways. They're cruel, and as you can see, he becomes the new Iron Man. He gathers Sentry as well, and the Wolverine is actually Daken, the son of Logan. And story wise, it's such a great story. It's one of the stories that I want to see get adapted into the MCU in some ways. Yeah, if you like villains, definitely check this one out. So guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe for more contents like this. I'm definitely gonna put some other top 10 lists out, and we're gonna do some comic reviews and maybe even do some comic games together. Thank you for watching. Be safe and goodbye.